My date said I only date guys over 6 feet. I stood up 5 feet 11 and said I only date girls under 120 pounds. She threw water on me. I humiliated her in front of all her friends.
I went on a coffee date with my date, and the first thing she asked after sitting down was, "How tall are you?" I said, 5'11", and she tilted her head, clearly disappointed, then said, "I usually only date guys over 6 feet." I nodded calmly and said nothing for the next 20 minutes, while she answered questions with one-word replies, checked her phone, and acted like she was doing me a favor by being there. Then her friends showed up, scanned me up and down, whispered to each other, and one of them said, "Wait, stand up. We just want to see how tall you really are." I stayed seated and said I was not a display item, but my date laughed and said, "If you're really 5'11", what's the big deal?" People nearby started watching, so I stood up not to prove anything, but because I was already done. She looked at me and said loudly, "You might be 5'11", but that's still not 6 feet, and I really only date guys over 6 feet." Something in me went completely calm. I said evenly, "That's fair. I only date girls under 120 pounds." The table went silent. Her face turned red as she tried to argue. So I explained calmly that height is genetic and unchangeable, while weight is something people can actually control, which technically makes my standard more reasonable than hers. Her friends froze, people nearby started paying attention, and without another word, she grabbed her water and threw it on me. I looked down at my soaked shirt, then back at her and said, "And you're over 120 pounds, so I guess we both dodged a bullet." Someone started clapping. Then more people joined in. Her friends rushed her toward the door, and the cafe erupted in noise. By the end of the weekend, the video was everywhere. She deleted everything. Her friends turned on her, and I went back to my quiet life knowing I never lost anything that was worth keeping.